Hi everybody, Lauren McLaughlin. On today's show, I am so excited to be going on a first date with Electrum Pro Lauren Stratman. We're going to talk about anything and everything except pickleball. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, guys. Lauren McLaughlin. I am joined by the other best Lauren in pickleball, Lauren Stratman. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thanks for having me, Lauren.
I love it. Two ladies of pickleball, two Laurens. It doesn't get much better.
I agree. This is very fun.
All right. So, as you know, we are on a first date now. So, essentially, we're not talking about pickleball.
Okay.
Everybody always knows about pickleball. They ask you about pickleball. Blah, blah, blah. Not today and not on my show. So we're going to go on a little first date, get to know you situation. So why don't we start with just tell everybody sort of where you're from, where you grew up, like your family members, and we'll go from there.
So I'm from Santa Barbara, California, born and raised. SoCal girl, yes. My family recently moved to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay. The entire family moved.
Entire family, meaning
Awesome.
just my mom, my dad, my sister.
Okay.
So they all made the move over there. I asked my mom if I could just, throw my stuff in a room in her house, and she was glad to have me there. So I'm there about a week out of every month because I'm traveling with pickleball.
Yep.
No, we're not supposed to talk about it,
I
but
know that.
it will probably come up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so grew up there. Mostly just from California. I don't really know any other way of life.
That's so great. So where did you go to college?
Yeah, so I actually played tennis for Columbia University in New York.
Okay.
Played there my first year, and then I actually transferred back to a school in Santa Barbara called Westmont. And then I played tennis there for 3 years and graduated from there.
So SoCal your whole life.
Yeah.
Did you do the typical... Did you surf? Did you go to the beach? Did you ride longboards down the pier?
I wasn't really a surfer growing up. No one in my family really surfed. I played a lot of tennis growing up. So I obviously, played in college. So I was a junior tennis player. So a lot of my free time was spent on the tennis court. But my sister and I, we would rollerblade. We would longboard. We kind of got into that. But It was always a little... nervous with trying not to get injured and stuff. But
I cannot do board sports.
Yeah.
I can surf a little bit, but skateboarding, I will kill myself instantly. There's no chance. Going down hard. So very cool. So obviously tennis was huge growing up. Did you play any other sports when you were younger? In school, high school, anything like that?
I didn't actually. Yeah, it was just
tennis.
One sport. That's all I did. That's all I knew. My dad got me into it at a really early age. And
did he play?
He did play,
okay.
Yes. And so he coached me my whole life. So I didn't have much of a choice. I mean, he doesn't like me to say that, but I think I ultimately enjoyed it, but it was a lot.
It happens. It happens. So the parents, they just want what's best for us sometimes.
For sure.
It gets to be a bit much. So you have just one sister.
Yeah, one sister.
And you guys seem to be very close as a family. Obviously, you all moved together, grew up together. What were some of your best sort of family memories growing up of either family trips or things you did together, traditions, just bonding stuff?
Sure, yeah. My family is really close. In 2018, we all took a trip to Croatia, actually.
Nice.
So my dad is half Croatian, so it makes me a quarter Croatian.
Nice.
Which is why we came up with that nickname at the last APPTV
Crollo.
tournament. Crollo,
yes,
exactly.
I love it.
So, we took a trip out there. We went to I think we did like the whole southern coast. So we did Dubrovnik.
That's so cool. That is
and
on my like
Split,
short list of
it's
places
amazing.
to go.
Yeah, I actually hadn't even seen Game of Thrones at that point, but
yeah.
that's where like a lot of the Game of Thrones was filmed, and it's just a beautiful country. So.
I was reading some travel list of like the best places to go ever, and it was seriously in the top 10 because there's some waterfall or national park in Croatia somewhere that's just like stunning.
Yes, we went there, and I don't remember what it's called, but yes, we did go there.
Well, anyone, Croatia, put it on your list.
Yes.
Okay, so I was stalking your Facebook obviously before we chatted, because who doesn't stalk their first date, Facebook profiles? It's what you do. So growing up, obviously tennis was huge. You played in college, but you seemed to travel a lot for tennis as well, and got to go to some really awesome locations. It seemed like in Europe and kind of around there. Yeah. So where are some of like the coolest places you got to go for tennis?
Yeah, so throughout my junior career, I didn't do a lot of international traveling, but when I was in college, I decided to take a semester off and go play like some lower level circuit stuff. And during that time, I was asked to come play for, they call it like Bundesliga in Germany.
Okay.
So it's like a team kind of tennis in Europe, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know how else to describe it really, but so I was asked to go over. I stayed in Mannheim, Germany.
Okay.
And I was based out of there, but during the time that I was supposed to be practicing, I would go off and just go to other countries.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I struggled with the team as they were like, you should be here practicing, and I was like, no, peace out, I'm going to Prague.
Yeah, you're like, have you seen where we are, guys?
Exactly.
Like, give me a break.
So I definitely took advantage of just being in Europe. So during those times, I went to Prague. I went to just all over Germany, Berlin, Munich.
Awesome.
Berchtesgaden, I think I don't know how to say it with the German accent. But yeah, I was, where I went to France, I went to Austria. So just kind of all over those surrounding countries, and just had a blast. So it was awesome.
I think I saw, correct me if I'm wrong, that you went on sort of like a solo trip with your mom to Italy.
Yeah.
I did as well.
You did?
Went to, like, for 10 days to Italy. I had a friend that was getting married in Italy, and I was like, yes, I will go to Italy for your wedding. And we just like went all, of course, in like Cinque Terre.
Nice.
You hiked that. I was like, I did too. It was ridiculous. So that was like, that was amazing. So obviously you are very close with your mother as well.
Yes.
Because we've gone on a couple trips, me and my mom, and there's definitely been like moments we've almost murdered each other. So do you guys have that as well? Or are you just like, we're best friends?
I can think of like one moment particularly that just, my mom, I felt so bad, but she like really injured her back like during one of our hiking trips or something, and I felt really bad for her. But what that meant was, since we went on the trains everywhere, so we each had like a pretty hefty suitcase and then like a heavy backpack, and for every train it was me carrying like 4 pieces of luggage, and I was like, I just can't anymore. Like at that moment at the end of the trip, I was like, I just can't. But for the most part, we get along really well. I mean, that trip was just so spontaneously planned. Like, I saw a picture of Italy, I was like, Mom, like, we should go, and she's like, yeah, book it. So that's how our trips end up. Just, we started in Switzerland, we went everywhere, and then we went all over Italy. So
that's so cool. I love it. Okay, so let's get back to just some boring get to know you things. So you went to college and you actually studied kinesiology, which is very exciting. Are you using your degree?
I would say no. Like, generally people use that degree and they go into physical therapy, or they become like a personal trainer, sports medicine, athletic trainer. That's generally the route people take. I just picked that major because it fit my lifestyle, and it really interested me.
You were like all about tennis and sports. You're just like, what can I do that's just sort of like into that?
Yeah, and every class in that program was just, I absolutely loved. So I had a great time like studying when I was in school. So, but when I was in college, I actually was planning on going to med school or going to, I wanted to be a physician's assistant, or doctor. So I actually worked in the medical field for a few years after school, and kind of was planning on using it, but then ended up, finding pickleball. So.
Life. What are you going to do?
Yes.
So was tennis for you, did you have aspirations beyond college to do anything, or were you kind of like, I won't be at that level, I don't have any desire? Like, what were your tennis aspirations growing up? And I know you were like, my dad kind of was like, tennis. So
yeah, I mean, I think every young kid has the like dream of being
Sure.
the next like Maria Sharapova,
Yeah.
and you know, I obviously will. That would have been fun.
Sure.
I think in the back of my mind, I was always like, yeah, I want to be a pro tennis player. But I think realistically, I sort of knew like when I was in college that it wasn't probably going to happen.
Sure.
Like I said, though, I did go play some like lower level ITF stuff, and I did get some WTA points, but it was never like something where I was like, well, I'm going to be number one in the world. And yeah, so once I sort of like moved on from that goal, like my life kind of got to start a little bit. So it was a good thing for sure.
Awesome. So obviously, I mean, you are playing pickleball now.
Yeah.
But sort of, is that kind of where you're at in life now? Is you see sort of, what are you doing currently for work outside of being a pro pickleball player?
So when I was living in Santa Barbara, I was teaching full time, like 40 hour a week lessons, clinics, everything. And then when I moved to Tennessee, a lot of the tournament season started picking up.
Sure.
So then I was just on the road a lot, and I started consulting and being a contractor for Chicken and Pickle. So, so right now, as I'm not doing as many lessons at home in Tennessee, but I am working more on the road. So doing clinics on the road, working for Chicken and Pickle, and then just playing tournaments and training.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
trying to make it work to just have fun.
Okay, so why the move to Tennessee? After being a SoCal girl your whole life, and obviously like you dabbled in New York for a second, and obviously we're like, nope, California is where it's at. So why Tennessee? Why the whole family?
Yeah, that's like a hard question for me to answer, just because like my parents were really the ones who did that.
Okay.
And honestly, like I could have stayed in Santa Barbara, but I really am a family girl and thought when I'm in between tournaments, I'd rather be hanging out with them. So yeah, I think they just
are they retired? Or are they still working?
Yes, like pretty much retired.
Okay, so this was kind of like next phase of life.
Yeah, I think
Let's
so.
Let's go do something else.
Yeah, my parents are really happy there, so
Awesome.
I'm like, you guys do you, and it's I like coming home because you know they put those 2 courts in, and it's great. So
love it. Okay, so you have one sister. Is she older or younger?
She is a year and a half younger than me.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, a year and 10 months younger.
Nice.
Yes.
So very close, obviously.
Yep.
Does she play tennis?
So she so she grew up kind of jack of all trades.
Okay.
Master of none.
Yep.
No, but she
I am familiar.
She was a great tennis player, actually. She's a total stud athlete. She did pole vaulting, gymnastics, track and field, everything like that. And then she was also a great tennis player. So
awesome.
We actually played in college together at Westmont, where I was for 1 year. So she was a freshman, I was a sophomore, and we played doubles together. We were the number 3 ranked doubles team in the NAIA. And it was super fun. One of us would usually end up in tears after, as typical, sibling team. But yeah, no. So she played tennis, and I've tried to get her into pickleball a little bit, and she doesn't love it as much as me, but maybe someday.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll see.
All right. Well, we are having an awesome first date so far. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back with Lauren Stratman. Don't go anywhere.
It's crazy. It's an all-day event. You're getting dehydrated, you get tired, and I've kind of had issues with cramping all my life. I would be taking pickle juice, salt tablets, eating mustard packets. So I've just tried to manage it, but it's been really difficult until I tried Jigsaw's Electrolyte Supreme. I would actually recommend taking Electrolyte Supreme to everybody. I haven't cramped. I'm able to go out there with confidence. It's been a godsend for sure.
Hi guys, welcome back. Lauren McLaughlin. I am on a first date with Electrum Pro Lauren Stratman. Hopefully you guys are loving getting to know her as much as I am. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of a first date, which is are you single or taken, Lauren?
So I'm currently single right now.
As am I.
Oh, nice.
Single Lauren's on the prowl in pickleball.
What do you
I love
know?
it. So, fellas, our DMs are open and we are accepting applications. Just, feel free. So, have you had any serious relationships in the past, or are you kind of you're still very young? You're 26.
Yeah.
So I have some years on you to have done that, but have you had a serious boyfriend, a serious relationship in college, or tennis was your boyfriend?
Yeah, growing up I was very serious with tennis, and then throughout college I was still taking it really seriously. I haven't had anything super serious, to be honest, but I just don't think I've met the right person yet. So
You and me both.
that's
You
kind
and
of
me
how,
both.
that's my philosophy. I don't really like to waste my time with people, if
yes.
that makes sense.
That's an excellent lesson at your age to already know.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it happens a lot.
Yes, yes.
So if gentlemen are out there watching and they're like, oh, Lauren Stratman is available, what kind of gentleman are you into? Like, do you have a type? Is there like something specific that you're like, they need to have this or this?
I mean, honestly, I'm really into personality. I know it sounds really cliche,
My
but
best friend is like, I don't care what they look like.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about personality.
yeah, people, they tend to ask me like what my type is physically, and I'm like, honestly, I don't have like a physical type. It's
Sure.
just if I have a quick connection with someone,
Yep.
like personalities mesh really well. Sense of humor is super important to me.
Yes.
I can be very sarcastic, and I like
Yes.
people to be able to like pick
Uh-huh,
up on
uh-huh,
it, and I love to banter back and forth, joke around a lot. So yeah, sense of humor is super important, and just
Athletic.
athletic is
Right.
key. Like
yeah,
that.
that's like a deal breaker for
Yeah,
me.
that would
like,
be a
if you
deal
cannot
breaker.
play sports with me, like what are we gonna do?
I agree. Like I'm super competitive too. I think that things are more fun when it's competitive. So if someone's not athletic, I'm kind of like,
I know,
maybe
right?
work on that.
Like,
yeah.
you're-
So that would
for
be
someone
a deal
else.
breaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yes, for
perfect.
someone else.
I love it. And you're also very. So I know you have doggies that you love.
Yeah.
You have some family dogs, or
Yes.
your sister has a dog. You have a dog. It's like a whole family thing. Are you an animal person in general? Are you a dog person?
I wouldn't say I'm an animal person.
Okay.
I'm definitely a dog person.
Okay.
I am that weird obsessed dog owner.
Yes. Okay.
So
Do you call yourself mom with your dog? Like, are you the mom?
I mean, yes, I guess.
Okay, no, I mean, like, that's fine. I was like, there's people. I feel
Yeah.
like there's people that are like dog parents. This is my dog child.
Yes.
Treat them as such. And then there's people that are like, yeah, it's my dog, but they're not my child. So
I do
there's
feel like
levels.
yes, I do feel like my Bailey is my child.
That's your baby.
yes,
That's your
she's
baby.
my baby.
Excellent.
Yes, I
so
love her.
how old is Bailey? What type of dog?
Yeah, so Bailey is an Aussie Sheepadoodle. So she's Aussie Doodle mixed with Sheepadoodle.
But an Aussie Doodle and a Sheepadoodle are mixes in and of themselves, are they not?
Yeah, they are. So
Okay, so this is like a double. It's like a double mix.
double cross.
So
there.
what are the like foundations?
So you obviously like a doodle is half poodle, right?
Yes.
So you've got Aussie Shepherd with a poodle.
Okay.
And that was the dad, I think. And then you've got sheepdog with a poodle. So
crazy.
old English sheepdog.
Wow.
So yeah, and then
People are getting real crazy with
they
their
are
doodle mixes.
They're
I'll
getting
tell you
really
that.
creative, that's for sure.
Yep.
But
How
yeah,
old is she?
she's 2 years old.
Excellent.
Yeah. So my mom actually picked out a dog from the same litter when I told her I was going to go get a puppy. So one of my tennis clients at the club that I was working at,
Okay.
her dogs had puppies, so
Nice.
that's kind of my in there.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
have it's not your sister's dog, it's like the family
It's
dog.
my mom's dog.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
My mom
Perfect.
would call her dog, and that's her dog only.
I love it. See, I'm
Yeah.
like a full animal spectrum crazy person.
Okay.
But it's really funny because I'm so crazy about animals, but I am not like, I just had a cat who passed away recently, but I had her
saw
for
that. I'm
12
sorry about
years.
that.
Thank you. I had her for 12 years, but like literally never would I be like, that's my child, that's my baby. Like, do not call me a cat mom. Like, don't be a crazy person. So it's
Yeah.
weird because I have like, it's like I have my limit, but also I'm obsessed with like squirrels
Okay.
and like any living thing. Basically, I'm just like, ah. So it's such a weird dynamic, but I am a crazy person. So
Okay, I like it.
also, if you're looking to date me, be aware of that. Amongst the other levels
Yes,
of
animal
crazy
lovers,
that we all
hit
have.
up Lauren McLaughlin.
Exactly. Yes, please. All right. So through your tennis career, I did see. I'll let you answer first. What were like the highlights of sort of your tennis career? What tennis let you do, or who it let you meet in Chicago, wearing a lovely evening gown?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question.
Tell us the story.
So, yeah, that was a good. Okay, so yeah, she's referring to the Labor Cup in Chicago. So I got invited to go to the opening premiere party. So I ended up like leaving that morning, flew out there to go to this
What
dinner.
year was this?
This was, I think it was in 2018.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was fairly recent.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was a guest at this opening premiere party for the Laver Cup, and I randomly ran into Roger Federer.
As one does,
just
randomly.
in the hall.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome, and I asked him if I could take a selfie with him, and he said no problem. So, got my dream come true there, meeting Roger Federer. So that was super fun.
Have you met? Is he like the most tennis celebrity person that you've met?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely met a lot of people in the tennis world for sure. I actually played pickleball with Sam Querrey and some other top tennis players, so it's been fun. But yeah, Roger is obviously he was always my number one like tennis crush, love Federer. So yeah, he was always one that I wanted to meet and get a selfie with. So check that one off the list.
I love that bucket list stuff that you're like, and done.
Exactly.
So fun.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching episode 3 of First Dates with my very special first date, Lauren Stratman. Unfortunately, we lost a couple minutes of footage at the very end of my interview with her, so I just wanted to pop on and say thank you again so much to Lauren Stratman for joining me for that amazing first date. It was great getting to know a little bit more about her background. Hopefully you guys are loving getting to know these pros a little bit more off the court and outside of pickleball, just like I am. If you haven't yet, make sure and subscribe to APPTV so you are notified anytime we have brand new amazing content that goes up on the channel. You're not going to want to miss it. So many great shows. We got Dominic Catalano, Dave Fleming, Adam and Corinne in the kitchen, and we have a brand new show from Jennifer LaCour for women's fitness coming up soon. You're not going to want to miss any of the amazing shows. Thank you so much for watching again, guys. Lauren McLaughlin. See you on my next first date.